Alright, hello everyone and welcome to another video today. My name is Chris and today we do have some breaking news to go over. That's right, the Sears and Roebuck store, which opened up in the year of 1960 at the at the Colonial Park Mall in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, will be shutting down on Sunday, November 14th, 2021. So it was just announced today, and before we do an aerial view of this particular store, this is the mall's second anchor casualty after Bon-Ton closed in 2018. Sears will be following now 3 years after that recent closure, which means that Boscov's will be the only department store left at this shopping mall. Actually, the only department store, too, with an elevator in the immediate area of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, believe it or not. Well, Sears never had an elevator, but the point being, this store is closing. So Central Pennsylvania Mall to lose longtime anchor store. Sears and Roebuck at the Colonial Park Mall in Lower Paxton Township, Pennsylvania, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, is closing on Sunday, November 14th, 2021. The department store has had a steady presence at the complex. The department store has had a steady presence at the mall since the complex opened in the 1960s. In a statement, TransformCo, LLC, which acquired Sears out of bankruptcy 2 years ago, said it plans to, quote, redevelop and inaugurate the property. TransformCo said part of its strategy is to unlock the value, and here we go, the real estate to pursue the highest and best use for benefit of the local community. So right there is basically saying that Sears is just about real estate at this point. Same can sadly be said for Kmart. They're putting profits over people, and thousands of people are losing their jobs at these Sears and Kmart stores. And this just goes over more details about Sears and their history and stuff. I'm not going to read that. And then here, the company said the Sears appliance and mattress at the Capital City Mall in Lower Allen Township, Pennsylvania, will remain open. The store replaced the department store which closed in 2017 at the mall. In the meantime, the Colonial Park Mall, yes, and this just talks about more of the losses at the Colonial Park, which include Bon-Ton, CVS Pharmacy, Justice, Things Remembered, American Eagle Outfitters, and Country Crossings. Lower Paxton Township Board of Supervisors last year passed a zoning ordinance that could set the groundwork for possible redevelopment at the mall. The township adopted the town center zoning the district facility to be walkable, livable, and an attractive mixed-use development centers of a sustainable density to create a sense of place. Keeping in mind this is putting the framework to allow this to happen, Loman Henry, chair of Lower Paxton Township Board of Supervisors, told Penn Live in August. It's still a private property owned by a private ownership group, and any redevelopment there would be up to the private sector ultimately, but what we are doing is creating a situation where we provide those options. So, yes, November 14th, this is now the fourth store. We're expected to be getting 2 more today. So we'll take a I guess we'll get a view now because this store is closing. This is the last Sears store outside of outside of Philadelphia. The last remaining Sears and Roebuck store will be located at the Colonial Park Mall. Not the Colonial Park, Willow Grove Park Mall in Willow Grove, Pennsylvania, which is in the Philadelphia or the Delaware Valley metropolitan area. So this is really sad. All these people will be losing their job in 3 months. Liquidation is expected to begin, I believe, as early as tomorrow, or liquidation sales have already probably commenced. Because typically liquidation sales start on a Thursday. Sometimes they start on a Friday. I guess it really depends on when SB 360 Capital Partners LLC does decide to show up. So I'll be making several videos about these stores. I'm, again, waiting for more information to become available about these stores. But this literally broke this morning that this store was closing. So this is literally breaking news. It's sad to see this store going. Again, I wish all for the best for these people that are going to be losing their jobs. And that's a great view of that blue Sears sign. We got more of the blue here, and then we'll go a little bit here. You can see there's an American flag that's waving in the wind, or blowing in the wind, rather. And then we have down here more of the Sears. I've got a big old Sears sign right there. Let me go ahead and go back a little bit just so you guys can get a decent view of that Sears sign. That's pretty freaking cool. And then, of course, there's an entrance here, and then there's another entrance down here. We'll take a quick look once again at this big grand Sears sign. I think this is pretty cool that the camera was able to get this close to the Sears sign. I think that's pretty awesome that they were able to do that, or at least the Google van that went around taking this picture was able to do that. So I think that's pretty cool. So obviously, this store does not have an elevator, and this is actually the last one-level Sears is now Willow Grove, but this was the last full one-level Sears store. This store never had an elevator. It's always been one floor since 1960. So that's definitely significant. And before we move on to the rest of the store, let's pan ahead right over to the Sears Auto Center. Again, this, I believe, will also be closing along with the Sears store, because typically when they close a Sears store, they're going to close the auto center along with it. Sometimes it doesn't happen, but I would say probably 75% of the time when the Sears store closes, the auto center follows suit, because then that's just Sears completely exiting the property. They're better off just cutting their losses on both the main full line store as well as the Sears Auto Center. So the Sears Auto Center is also expected to be shutting down as well. So anybody right now that uses the auto center to fix up their car, start looking for a new auto center in your area, because this one will be closing, unfortunately. So we go along here. This is probably the front. Yep, this is the front area of the Sears Auto Center. So, and then that's the sign. That's pretty cool too. That's a pretty cool shot. You got both the Sears Auto Center sign, and then you got the actual physical part of the building with the blue like Sears element. So that's pretty cool that you got the sign in that too. That's pretty cool. So we'll go ahead and pan around once again towards the back of the building, and these are just the exit garages for the Sears Auto Center. Oh, wow, so all the garages go through. That's pretty cool. Now that that actually really works. The cars come in one way and they go out the other. So that's pretty cool. Sometimes they don't have that at Sears Auto Centers, but in this scenario, that does seem to be the case, which actually is very efficient. This is a very efficient way of the auto center being utilized in this building. It's a shame it's closing, but Sears itself is, I mean, the company is literally on its last legs at this point. I don't see this company making it to 2022. I mean, they're going to close 6, and they could announce probably, I would say they're going to probably announce even more come maybe in October. They'll definitely announce more. I like how they painted this blue to match this front-facing facade. I think that was pretty cool. It's a shame, this was one of those stores that they really tried to upkeep for many years, and now this is one of 6 that's now expected to close. This is now number 4. We are still waiting on 2 more, and I believe another Kmart is also expected to shut down along with the Brooklyn one that's inside of Sears. But it's apparently 6. There's going to be more as the day goes on, so definitely stay tuned for more videos as they do become available. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys are informed about what's going on. And then it looks like down here there's a little loading area for the trucks when the merchandise comes into the physical store. Enterprise Rent-A-Car. This probably was in partnership with the Sears Auto Center. I mean, it looks like it's just commercial trucks now, but probably back in the day, Enterprise was in a partnership, or maybe it was Avis. Who knows? So that Enterprise, Avis, one or the other. But the point being is, they did have car rentals back in the day when, say, your car was going to get fixed for a couple of days at Sears Auto Center. They would have a partnership with Avis and Budget, which would allow you to rent a car for a couple of days as the auto center was fixing your car, which I think is pretty cool. And nowadays you don't see partnerships like that anymore. Now it's just you rent a car if you absolutely need to. And it's interesting too. A lot of car rental places have actually become dealerships. You like the car so much, and all of a sudden you're like, yeah, I love it. So there's always that too, of course. So we got some more entrances down here, 2 entrances here, and then we have the Sears blue right here, where we have the Kenmore grills in the windows right underneath the Sears logo, and the blue front-facing facade of the Sears, which borders the windows and the Sears logo as well. And we have the store entrance on the left and merchandise pickup on the right. It's a shame they didn't make the automatic doors, though, for the left. That would have been nice, but I guess Sears didn't have the money for that. I guess they wanted to make the merchandise area a lot more grand. This has definitely seen better days. I guess Sears just continue to neglect it, and there's just no more upkeep of this store. I mean, now it is closing. So this looks like reserved area, I guess, for curbside pickup if you just want to run in, get your item, and go. I think that's the whole idea of this, but I don't see people picking up stuff at Sears anymore. Got another entrance here as well. And then this is basically the end of the building. I think there might be. Is there one more entrance? No. Then this just goes right into the mall, believe it or not. And yeah, that's basically the aerial view of the Sears store. We will take an absolutely quick look at we'll do a 360 of the building, and then we will conclude the video. So we have 2 south entrances over here of the Sears store, and then as we go west, the west entrance of the Sears store Sears and Roebuck store rather is connected to the mall, and the north entrance, there is 2 north entrances, which is also including the merchandise pickup area. And then over here on the east part of the mall, we do have one entrance that does go into the store. So 2 south entrances, 2 north entrances, including the merchandise pickup area, and of course, we can't forget the 1 east entrance. And then if we go literally across the street to the Sears Auto Center, there's 1 entrances with garages, with the garages on the west. Then you go east and you exit on the east. And then this is the other part of the back of the auto center, where the cars get out. And then this is where you would go into the Sears Auto Center and you would check in with your car. And I guess somebody would drive your car into the car garage to start working on it. So anyways, guys, that's about going to do it for this video, going over the Sears store at the Colonial Park Mall in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Final day of operation will be Sunday, November 14th, 2021. Liquidation sales are beginning today and are expected to conclude by Sunday, November 14th, 2021. What are your thoughts on this store closing, guys? Let me know in the video comment section below. So anyways, guys, thank you again for watching this video. Please make sure to check the link that will be located in the video description below, going over the article going over the Sears store closing at the Colonial Park Mall in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. So anyways, guys, thank you again for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed this video, and that will be it.